I heard something stupid the other day, Neebs.
What was it, Simon?
Somebody said money can't buy you happiness.
Stupid!
Yeah, because it certainly can, right?
You ever
Kinda.
try to ride a jet ski without a smile?
Yeah, no.
Well, no, that's not how it... But honestly, though, money doesn't buy all happiness, but it certainly buys some, doesn't it?
It's hard to be happy when you're starving. I know that much.
Like, really, I'm very happy. It makes me happier to be able to buy tires when I need them.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah,
Because the finer things in life are free.
like love.
Love is free
Or sometimes.
unless you don't have a job.
Right.
Then you're probably going to
Rainbows.
lose your...
Gold bullions. No?
Sunrises. I mean
Yep.
sets. Ugh,
Yeah,
rises.
sunrises are
Now,
awful.
sunrises can be nice. Don't be a snooty about sunrises.
Well, if they weren't so early, I'd like them.
Well, they're still good.
I used to take people to the Grand Canyon when I led camping trips.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Neebs, we want to see the sunrise in the Grand Canyon. And I'm like, it's the same as the sunset.
Except it's in a different spot, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
All of your tours were given at night, weren't they?
mostly, yeah.
This is the Grand Canyon.
He refused
Imagine
to wake
how
up.
this might look.
He was
Yeah.
that tour guide. It was like,
Watch your step.
Here's a picture.
I like sunsets.
So
Yeah,
many,
they're great.
so many were lost.
Yeah.
So many were lost.
Yeah.
But money has been something that we've talked about, and you thought that this would be a good topic, Neebs, because money does buy certain happinesses.
It's the number one cause of relationships to break up.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Arguing
yes.
over money.
Good point.
Yeah, when you start making a lot of money and you break up with the bitch that you got with when you were poor. Later, bitch.
Later.
I'm rich.
That's awful.
Yeah, that's really bad.
No, I don't think money buys happiness, but it relieves stress. So it allows more happiness in your life.
It does for the little things, because once you start solving all those little problems that money can solve, then it just makes the other shit less stressful.
Yep, you were just saying tires. Like, I remember when I was younger and I had less money.
Less tires.
You look at your tread.
Less one.
Listen,
Less money, less tires, yo. Remember
you
that
go
song?
to get your inspection, and they go, "Look, son, the metal treads are coming through these. This is not passing inspection."
Son, you're on rims.
And you have a breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, "I gotta buy new tires."
Oh, yeah. And not
It's
even new.
a crisis.
You know, I mean, I've been that stressed out guy for years and years.
Yeah. I
bought
and
used
still do.
tires
Yeah,
for
used
years.
tires. And guess
For
what?
years.
I have in the last year bought
Yeah.
used tires. Because some new tires are $150 a pop.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
expensive.
But when you have enough money for the necessities, and they go, "Look, you need new tires," and you go, "Okay," and you just go get them. Not a big deal.
Right.
You're not freaking out, wondering how you're going to pay your bills and where you're going to eat and all that stuff.
That comfort level is, there's a lot to be said for that.
And on the opposite end, money can make you miserable. And it's the spending of money that you don't have. Because you can go like you feel like you need it. I got a credit card. I'm going to charge this. I'm going to charge that. And I'm going to keep on spending this money that you don't even have. And then you're double screwing yourself.
I hate the system double standard there because credit sucks ass.
It does.
But the system makes it necessary to build your credit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You got to like charge shit and all that stuff so you get that score up.
See, I think credit is BS.
It is
to
BS.
begin with.
Oh, it is.
I
That was
think
my point.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, you don't even need credit.
Well, unless
Like,
you're going to buy a house
But the
for
system
cash.
thinks
A
so.
house is the only thing that I think most people should use credit for.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
that should be like a one-time thing, and then your next house should be a trade.
But let's face it, people get in binds.
Don't
Like,
do that.
Like real binds,
Just
though.
don't get in a bind. Don't
Life
get sick.
happens.
Idiot. Don't get sick, you
no,
fucking
no,
moron.
No,
What's wrong
I'm
with you?
not saying that like 95% of the time it's a bind that you could avoid having to get credit for, but there's that small percentage of like,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
just
you
fucked.
need it. Oh,
like
trust
you got
me.
dealt several bad hands
Yeah.
in 1 week.
The problem is you get that and it helps you that 5% of the time.
Then you
and then
stop.
the rest of the time you fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because then you're going, oh, well, I'm going to get this and I'm going to get that. And before you know it, that's the nature of the beast.
Well, here's the thing. People act like when an accident happens or a problem happens, it's a surprise. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a problem and you're gonna have an accident, so you should already be preparing for it right now.
That's why
Plan
you
for
should
the
have
worst.
insurance.
Insurance or savings,
Yeah.
or both.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say both.
Because look, someone's transmission blows. That wasn't some weird thing that happened in the universe.
Transmissions blow.
That stuff happens.
Yeah.
Cars just quit working all of a sudden. You gotta be ready for that stuff.
Now, we talked about some of this in a previous video where we talked about what they should teach in school, how you should not have to go to credit, and how you should start saving. Yeah, plan for the worst.
I wish I learned it in school.
Me
Because
too.
I suck with money, and I'm just starting to now kind of grow up into a person.
It is a very crippling feeling when you have a ton of debt debt.
So what you were saying, Simon, about people that having money being happy, also not the case. It seems like a lot of depression is more involved in homes of a lot of money.
It seems definitely the case.
You don't see as many depressed poor kids, I don't think.
There's a ton of poor,
Yeah.
depressed people out there.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
but it's probably more shocking.
It just doesn't matter.
Well,
Yeah.
you can have all the money in the world,
Well, what's that-
and it'll depress you because you
Yeah.
know you have all the money in the world and you're still depressed. That's depressing.
Yeah.
That's even more depressing.
What's that threshold? What was it?
Well,
70?
listen, I
100.
read 75.
75?
At $75,000, you're happy. Well, in our country, with
Right.
the cost of living and what it costs to do things here.
As long as you're maintaining
Like,
what you
like
have
happy,
responsibly.
happy, right?
Yeah.
Like
Like-
comfortable.
Like you
so-
can eat. You're not worried about eating.
Whatever
You're not
you
worried
want,
about
yeah.
your bills. You're not. I mean, this depends on how much you're
Your
spending
choices,
out of that
yeah.
75.
Of course, yeah,
You're
you got to
living
be
in-
taking that money. And,
But you're just as happy at that level as you are at $5 million a year,
yep.
because everything else is just more junk you're buying.
material, whatever you fucking sprinkle on top.
And let me tell you, if you don't manage money well, making 20 grand, and then you get lucky enough or you work hard enough and you're now making 50 or 60, the same money problems you had making 20 grand, you're going to have making 50 grand.
Yeah.
It's the same problem, just keeps on following you up. Until you learn how to manage your money correctly, it doesn't matter how much money. You're just going to fuck up in bigger and worse ways when you make more money.
You look at what you have and go, oh, well, I got this much.
Oh
so
yeah, might as well.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
the mentality.
It
Yeah,
just,
that's what's scary.
it's the trend that goes, and it takes a really long time to figure that out for a lot of people.
I think a good goal, and this ties in the happiness with the money, but like a good goal is just obviously to be comfortable, you know? And to have, like, hopefully you have a job that in order to make the money you make with that job, you get a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
You have to feel like you've accomplished something. A lot of people in their jobs, they don't feel like they've fucking done anything. They don't get any, like,
Satisfaction.
any satisfaction. But yeah, an accomplishment equals happiness to me. You know what I mean? So that's a good goal, is just whatever makes you money to get you comfortable gives you a sense of accomplishment.
I read in a book once. In this book, they said there was 3 elements to being happy. One was something to do, your job, and probably that sense of accomplishment.
Sure.
2, someone to love. Could be a friend or a wife or a
Could be
husband.
many
Dog.
people.
Could be your dog.
Yeah.
And 3 was something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Could
Looking
be
forward to something
a
is
vacation.
key as well.
Could be a routine, going out to dinner with your friends every
No
week.
matter what it is, always something to look forward to is huge.
Neebs game and Twitch stream Thursday night. I honestly look forward to that every week.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really
Good
does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think another thing that happens is that you have these people, like you were saying, when you're making $20,000 a year and then you make 50 and you're still having problems the same way. When you get somebody who doesn't make very much money and then all of a sudden starts making a lot of money, they don't know how to handle it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a common
Yeah, you get
story.
that downhill.
The lottery
Oh my
winners.
God.
Lottery,
Lottery
NBA players,
winners.
like a lot of sports players go
Oh,
through that
oh
shit. Where like
God,
all of
yeah.
a sudden they have all this money, and then you're also faced with, okay, you have a lot of money now. All your friends and these neighbors you didn't know and these cousins, they come out of the woodwork.
Charities and
yeah.
the whole deal.
When you have that much money is your business.
And if you're responsible with your money and you do have a lot of money, money does buy you happiness because it really makes you feel good when you can give responsibly.
And that's
so
big
you're
too.
you're making other people happy and you're doing it right, and you're going to do it right so that you can keep on doing it throughout your entire life, which is something that we hope to do.
I remember this one time, it was a live stream of this guy who had a birthday and he raised money for a charity.
Oh God.
He raised money for a charity.
Talking about
Really?
yourself.
What
the
a
children's
saint.
healthcare.
I remember that. I think his name was Thick 44.
Thick 44, yes, it was
Yeah.
Thick 44.
Yeah.
Oh, he's very humble. I remember him.
Yeah. He actually raised 200% more than the goal.
The goal was like $12 or something like that.
Yeah. No, it was like $20.
Oh, $20 bucks.
$20.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't think anybody's ever done that in the history of man.
Right.
Yeah, bless his heart.
And he's got a bumper sticker he had made from the money that was supposed to go to the charity.
It's gold-plated.
Yeah,
gold-plated.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really.
You guys are such assholes. I can't believe you didn't
We're
do any
the
charity
assholes.
streams on. I remember your birthday.
What? What about it?
You had
I wasn't
confetti
even.
and
I
balloons.
was not even here.
But I heard confetti and balloons.
Yeah, that was a big confetti. I saw it on Facebook.
No, no, you didn't.
No?
You couldn't see it 'cause there's so much
That's the
confetti and
charity
balloons.
that he supports.
Yeah, confetti and
Confetti and
balloons.
balloons for the poor.
I could see how happy they were.
It'd be a great charity. Just hit them when they're not expecting it. They go down to the beach. You know, he's just sitting there trying to go to sleep and just run up. confetti and balloons.
And they're like,
Screamers.
I'm very hungry.
Well, confetti
Later
and
on, they're
balloons.
eating the confetti and balloons.
Oh, fuck.
That's sad.
It is sad. Why did we go there?
I stopped paying attention.
We were getting confetti and balloons the poor.
Oh, that's good. I like that idea.
I want to do it.
No,
We
no,
need
you-
something to celebrate. We need to
with
bring
you?
He was just
happiness.
talking himself up
I
about
know.
a charity.
Yeah.
and now-
Yeah.
But to
That'll
go
be
take
your
that
next-
sticker off his truck now.
Be your next birthday stream. You could do that.
You're gonna need a smelter.
Yeah.
So does it buy you happiness?
It doesn't buy it, but it can help make you happy if you handle it correctly.
You're not going to be happy if you're worried about bills every waking moment.
No, you're not.
No.
Yeah, right.
There are exceptions to the rule, as always. I watched an episode. It wasn't Idiot Abroad. It was Carl Pilkington's show he did after Idiot Abroad, and it was like just him getting into weird situations. And one of the episodes was about him going around with a guy who was homeless, and the guy was perfectly happy to be homeless.
Right.
He was like, "Listen, if I get hungry, I live in a city. I go behind the dumpster at the pizza store because they always throw pizzas out. People call in, they order food, they get the order wrong, they have to bring them back, they throw them away. So it's free food out of the dumpster. This guy's just perfectly happy. He's like, yeah, I do this every day. I get hungry, I come here, or I'll go to one of
He's
the
got a routine.
10 different
He
restaurants
knows what
around
to
here.
do.
To
And then
not-
he lives in the woods. He lives
Yeah.
by like a little pond.
Some people don't want to deal with money. Money is really stressful. So
And the
where he
system.
came from, in the system.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of, you know what, I'm going to do what I do. And that's one thing he doesn't have to focus on.
I respect the shit out of people
Yeah.
who can live off the grid. Granted, he's living off pizza crust.
So it's not really off. He's
Right.
on the
No,
grid.
yeah, it's different. He's on the grid.
He's living
but,
on the remains of the grid.
but not under the
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
What it comes down to is the necessities of life. And if you have those things, you can be happy. If you're starving, he couldn't live in the woods like that because there wouldn't be anybody to make pizza and leave the rest out for him.
But if he were a good
Yeah.
hunter,
But then
do
he-
those guys still exist? I mean, this
Hunter
poor
people
shit.
Live off the grid?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just
if you
live off
were
the
a
grid,
good
live in
hunter,
yeah.
live off the
You're
land.
a good hunter, and you just live off the land.
Yeah, but
Big
that's
world out there.
hunting is working.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
So
And
if
gardening
you're a
and
hunter,
all.
you're working.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about a first world country is it's really expensive. We don't build small houses in this country. Why can't I go buy a house for like $20,000 and it just be like a little tiny home?
I love the small house movement.
Yeah.
That's been catching on because people have excess.
Right. And they're getting more and more expensive. You notice that?
Of course they are. They
It's
are.
like, wow, I want to get that 600
They-
square foot house for
Yeah.
70 grand. And I'm like,
called
what the fuck?
supply and
kidding
demand,
me? Yeah.
motherfucker.
I know, but I could fucking build it. I know prices. I know this shit. It's a ripoff.
I will say this. I someday want to be filthy rich, but I'll also say this. One of the things that I like doing, especially when I'm down, the first thing I do is I look to help somebody. What
You gave me a handy last night.
I did.
I appreciate that.
I heard it was good.
Oh,
you're,
yeah.
well,
No, you were
you're
next.
Thick was
Yeah.
depressed the whole time,
Well, no,
so it killed the mood.
I was in the room next to them. I was
Yeah.
depressed because why did you give him one? And he-
Well, I said I was in need.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He was,
you asked
he
for
was
it.
really bummed out.
I was just hoping you would come to me.
The Cubs lost.
I'm officially in need. Just to let you know.
But seriously, that's one of the things that helps me get over being depressed about something. I don't get depressed too often, but I do like to help people legitimately. As shallow as I might seem sometimes, I really, really like helping.
Helping people feels good.
You also like to pretend like you're a good person and say that you have feelings
No.
that you don't really have.
I have
so
these
it's
feelings.
interesting. Yeah, okay.
I
That's
have
good.
true feelings.
I saw
Okay.
you run over a homeless man last night too.
Yeah.
Right after.
Laugh about it.
In all fairness, he was in all fairness, he was in the middle of the sidewalk.
That's
he had
true.
it coming.
No, that's true.
I like when you can help someone firsthand. Like you see the guy whose car's broke down on the side of the road, and you get to see that person face to face and help someone in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we did that random acts video.
Yeah.
And 2 days ago, I saw somebody in a wheelchair trying to cross the road. And I tried to help him, but he was not having
He
it.
pepper sprayed you.
Yeah. But anyway,
Thick hit him.
Yeah.
He had it coming.
That's why.
That was the sound you made as you hit him and drove
Right.
by.
But it felt good to even ask, even though he didn't want it.
So
And it
you
felt
saw
good to go up
a
to the
guy crossing the road in a wheelchair, and you're
Carolina
like,
Beach Road.
and you said,
Hey, you want to help cross? And he had a hard time talking. He was an old dude.
Okay.
And he was just shaking his head and murmuring. And I'm like, are you sure you don't want to go across the street? And he backed away from the road and started going back into the parking lot that he just came from.
And kept
I
drinking
said,
more
okay.
cough syrup.
Yeah, exactly. So I said, okay. And then I kicked him over. I just knocked him over.
Yep.
He was like, fuck you. I stopped you, asshole.
yeah, I was trying to do something good so I could do a video about it.
Yeah,
So I can get
douchebag.
to heaven.
And then I got in my car and I left.
Yeah, you said,
That was
"Take,
it.
I'm thick 44 and don't forget it."
That's right.
I had a little act of kindness right after I dropped you off here, Neebs. And then I went back to my house to pick up a hard drive. And on the way back, I see this lady standing in the middle of the road. And I slow down, and I notice a turtle beside her. And she's just like, I'm just here. I'm just trying to protect the turtle. I don't want anybody to run over the turtle. So this old lady. And I was like, well, why don't you just move him? And he's like, I'm scared to touch him. And I was like, oh, I'll do it. So I parked the car, hopped out, picked up the turtle, put it in the grass. Hopped back in the car. I was like, okay, now the turtle's safe.
Attaboy.
Don't dingle your finger in front of a turtle.
No, hell no.
Pro tip.
I mean, I
Was
did
it
that.
was it a snapping turtle? One
No,
of
it
those-
was just a regular turtle.
Those snapping ones are
Oh, yeah.
mean,
If
man.
it was a snapping turtle, I probably wouldn't touch that
I have
fucker.
gloves in my car for those guys.
The alligator turtles.
That's a good idea. Keep
Those
those
things
things
are
on.
crazy.
What, you keep-
Have you seen those alligator turtles?
No.
They got the beak.
Oh, that's
Yep, and they hiss.
Oh, yeah, those
Yeah.
are crazy. Those are crazy.
No, listen, I was handling one of those one day because it was in the middle of the road, and I grabbed him, and man, they are strong. He was kicking like they kick the back of your
Just-
hands because you grab them around the
Because they're
front
used to
sides.
getting picked up.
Yeah, and he kicked so hard that he flew out of my hands and went tumbling down the hill. And I was trying to help this guy.
You got to grab him by the tail.
He didn't know that.
I get that same feeling though. I usually save about 2 to 4 turtles a year, and every time I release them and they go running down the hill into the pond,
Puts a big smile on
it's
your
a
face.
good feeling. I
Yeah,
don't know.
since we're so on track here,
Yeah.
and I probably said it before, one thing I wish would evolve is butterflies flying 3 or 4 feet higher.
It's all in there in the last
Now
video.
listen, they will. Give them time.
I thought you were gonna say turtles walking upright.
Well,
I think that would be the next step.
Turtles walking upright.
Yeah.
The next step. Because what you did, Neebs.
Oh,
What you did.
man, that's a good out.
We really went to
Is
shit,
it?
didn't we?
Yeah.
All right. What you should take away from this message?
Is if you win the lottery, you'll never have any problems.
No?
Not true. The
No.
opposite of that.
More money, more
have
problems.
You gotta have the necessities. Without the necessities, you're gonna be miserable.
And for everyone out there that goes, oh, it's no big deal. I'm going to buy this now because it makes you feel better. And you know you've been struggling with money and you're like, and it does make you miserable. Just
gonna bite you
realize
in the ass, isn't
it's
it?
going to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
The more you get to a point where don't have people chasing you for money or you're constantly worried about it, honestly, the happier you're going to be.
Because transmissions break.
Yeah, they do.
And shit
That's when you
happens.
get bit in the ass.
Right.
And those 3 things that you said, I mean, that's the perfect recap. And that's a really, really good goal for life in general, I believe.
Do those things and make more money than you spend always.
Always.
Cash money.
Even if you don't make much money, make sure you spend a lot less.
You can do it.
But try to make more.
Yeah, try
Why
to
not?
make more. Don't spend it on bullshit.
And help that poor turtle.
Is that a good out?
No.
Can't
Yeah.
sound
No,
like
it's
it.
not.
Can we rename this video about
What?
turtles?
Yeah, we
Let's
could.
make this a turtle video.
Okay. Turtle video.
Teenage Money Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Money. Is that good?
Teenage
Is that good enough?
Mutant Money Turtles.
Yay!
I like that. Yeah. Teenage Money Ninja Turtles. Teenage Money Ninja Turtles. Teenage Money Ninja Turtles. Turtles in a half shell.
Stock market.